All right. Let's see if we are up and running. Let's see. We're going to do some Spelljammer ship deck design today. Looks like we are up and running. Let's get some volume. Looks like we are up and running. Sounds good. So give me a second here to hit social media stuff real quick, just to do a shout out. So I can maybe get a couple people showing up, hang out with me and stuff. It'd be a lot of fun. I just posted that I'm on the that I'm live on the X Twitter platform. If you are on the X Twitter platform, you can follow me at Phil Kearney. And so my name is Phil Kearney. Hey, I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. I have been focusing on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition's version of Spelljammer, Spelljammer's Adventures in Space, which was published in August 2022. Hold on real quick. Did I just double post? Nope. Well, hey, Dennis, it's good to see you, my guy. Let's see. Just doing a quick last second sweep here to make sure that I'm clear on D&D Beyond. Looks like I will be tomorrow. Okay, cool. So, yeah, illustrations, books, Spelljammer, right. So yeah, I built this Spelljammer supplement in March. It's 107 pages of 5e combat, exploration, and spellcasting mechanics for ships that are at the 50-foot and 500-foot scale. Use characters' action economy to pilot ships as though you were wild-shaped into megafauna. It's really simple. So check out the book. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up anytime. Right now, we are working on Vocath's Battle Crab. As I stated in previous episodes, here is the reference image from Light of Zaraxis. This is in Doom Space. It's a it fits as a it's an arena slash tower slash merchant hub that fits inside of a 500-foot square. And of course, the mechanics that we have for Spelljammer's Adventures in Space is that a single spelljamming helm can pilot a vehicle up to 500 feet in size. So the idea is that all these crystals and structure underneath here are folded up when it's being peaceful, but when it's riled, it unfurls its legs and its pincer structure underneath and reveals a 500-foot battleship, much like the Scorpion ship, but the Scorpion ship's only 75 feet long compared to this, which would be like its granddaddy Lobster, which is 500 feet. So it is a big old chunk of ship. I'm going to be building one of these with the Dwarven Citadel. I'll be building one with the Elven Monarch, the Neogi Mind Spider, and the Elithid Dreadnought. I also wanted to do an Aboleth Catfish. So that's something that we came up with together here on stream, I think last month at some point. But I need to get this first thing done for us to be able to attend to the other stuff. What's up, my guy? Hey, it's been some time. Hey, what's up, Coco? I am fantastic. Yeah, I have. Hold on real quick. Let me, I got some dialogue kicking around on text with me right now, and I need to make sure I get it all cleared out of the way. Perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll be here for maybe I got a timer going. I could be here maybe 2 hours if the energy holds up. I'll happily hang for 2 hours. But yeah, the Spelljammer book got finished. For those that are interested, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notification when I'm live in the future. And down here in the drop down, more of the Spelljammer combat and exploration supplement. This thing hit silver in a matter of a couple weeks, and it's well on its way to Electrum. It is by far my fastest moving, most popular book that I've created to date, and I am absolutely thrilled about it. But it's 107 pages, and of course all 107 pages are available for folks to look at. It also has a full conversion guide for Light of Zaraxis at the back of the book, using all the mechanics in the book for you to use in Light of Zaraxis. We provide additional combat encounters, fleet mechanics, invasions, chasing scavers on little space skiffs, a lot of fun extra challenges. And right now, what we're doing is this Vocath crab allows us to have a fleet to stand up against Zeleth when he shows up in Doom Space, so you can push him away. Like I've talked about before, if your team can succeed in the arena, proving their personal power, and then also lead everyone that's there to stand up against the elves when they show up to push the bullies away, they'll believe that you're a good commander as well, and you'll be able to just automatically recruit anybody who doesn't have their ship destroyed. If their ship is destroyed, that opens up the diplomacy side that's already explained in Light as Araxis how to win them over to your side. You'll have to replace their ship, of course, and then provide the extra stuff that the adventure already states that you can win them with. And if you do, you can get all the factions on board with you. Vocath himself is not going to participate in the final battle because he wants to not declare war on the elves, but he's happy to push them away when they come up in the front on his guests. So it's good excuse, it's fun narrative, and it puts the players in charge of being a threat instead of being passive and having things done to them in a diplomacy sort of way where it's narrated as the third social pillar where there are no dice happening. If your team likes more combat and force, like a force of arms, this is going to allow them to get more time with the fleet system, as well as assert themselves that they are a threat that now Zaraxis is having to respond to, instead of just blow you off until suddenly you're Thane. No, you become a threat. So they're going to have to be ready for you when you show up, so the fleet will have its defenses up and it won't be just an easy glide in, blow up sort of thing. You're going to have to fight your way in, which allows you to use fleet mechanics at a larger scale than this battle. So you start off like with a fleet battle of 3 ships when you're fighting Theurgy. You have another fleet where you're commanding a squadron of skiffs, up to 2 of them. It's not a lot. It's very small scale. And then we get to Doom Space, where you have a fleet battle between the 9 allied ships against the 12 Zaraxian star mobs. And then you have another fleet battle where you're having all 8 factions with 40 ships versus like 32 star moths and like 40 warbirds, plus the entire citadel, which occupies a 1 mile space, a 10 by 10 grid at the 500-foot scale. There's a shitload of opposition against you. So, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 5 fleet missions inside of this adventure, and as well as there's some individual like ship on ship act. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 battles that are just 1 ship versus 1 ship using our ship mechanics, and then there's 5 opportunities to have fleet mechanics, which is basically just commanding multiple ships at the same time. It's really easy. It just uses all the 5e action economy. It's just upscaled. So if you know how to play 5e, you already know how to play these rules. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let me get back to work. So let's see where we're at with this. We're at the top side's good. Here's the interior top that we have. We're now working on the underside. So let's see. This is the cargo deck, and the cargo deck's actually done. So I can be happy with that. Here is the underdeck, which is on the reverse side of the gravity plane, so it's facing down. This is the servants' quarters and mess, like their commons area. This is like their dormitory on board the ship, where they can go and just relax and get away from stuff in the belly of the ship, where they don't have to worry about anything. This level is one further up in the opposite direction. It's loading. This is an open deck that can be used for loading materials into the interior. And this is also engineering and storage, as well as the conveyor belt. This ship can grab hold of asteroids and slowly tear pieces out of it to get crumbled up. And this is how large is that? The number of pixels that the... Hold on, let me get to... Yeah. So here, the size of the space, each pixel equals 2 feet. So how big is that? That's 35. So this is about 15 feet apart, and so this is a mandible. It can move, right? So it can pull in 15-foot chunks of rock at a time, and as it goes down this conveyor belt, it gets shredded up into smaller pieces. So when it gets spat out at the end here, they're the size of trebuchet stones. So there's 2 loading arms that'll reach in, grab stones, and then feed them into the trebuchet. So this entire process is part of a massive animated object spell, where instead of animating up to 10 tiny sized things, the permanized magic on here is to animate 10 trebuchet and then the 2 loading arms. So Vocath from his throne, which is actually a mobile spelljamming helm, it has little legs that crawl around. At any time, he can just drop, and he automatically seals to the ship. And as a bonus action, he can drop. He can seal to the ship, and then have the rest of his action economy to pilot the ship or take other actions as necessary. So at any time, he can sync to the ship and issue mental commands to the animated objects to open fire on anything. So he has a strong shotgun burst of trebuchet stones that he can fire at incoming craft, along with the melee combat weapons, which are like, this is doing like D12 times 10 damage on a grab, and then as a bonus action, it automatically deals that much extra crushing damage each turn. So like the he could like pretty much snap it like the damselfly that he owns. He could literally snap it in half with one snip, a good snip, and he can just cut that ship in half and destroy it. These also do D12 times 10 damage, and they're just giant piercing weapons. But if they hit you, they automatically grapple you by punching a hole through your ship, and so your ship has to then wriggle its way off of the spike to get away, which is how typical piercing ram attacks work. Is each one of them is a piercing ram, and it could skewer a Starmoth ship. So this thing can wade into the Starmoths and skewer a number of them that would then have to try to wriggle their way free before they just got assaulted one at a time by multiple trebuchets. Meanwhile, the rest of the other 8 allied ships that are present can go chase the other half of the fleet. So this thing can take on half the fleet by itself. So it's going to be really fun to make more ships this size in the future editions. Like I'm really looking forward to the Elven Armada, which is just a giant butterfly that's a carrier ship, and it has like 50 little 15-foot filler ships that have arcane cannons on them that can deal either anti-personnel damage, or if you spend a spell slot, you can ramp it up and do siege damage. So a whole swarm of those are on board the Elven fleets. The Ogre Mammoth are bristling with Goblin arrows, which are 15-foot fighter craft. But anyway, I digress. Let's see, where am I actually supposed to be at right now? So we have the underdeck. This is where we're at right now, the underdeck. What about here? This feels pretty good. The stairs are a little narrow. Oh, no, they're not. That's probably, that's 20 feet. So 20 feet is 10 feet. So the width of this dot is the space that Vocath can traverse as a large-sized creature without having to squeeze. So this stairwell is exactly 10 feet wide, 10 feet wide, 10 feet wide. So all this stuff jives. This is a double door, so it's 20 feet wide, 20 feet whole. All this stuff, this is all properly sized for Vocath, which means it's not done. I need to put crates and other like rocks and stuff. I need to occupy that space with stuff. But this one is officially done. So I can go ahead and put a lock on. I can put a lock on this one. That's just done. So, okay, so this one and this one. This one's done other than crates. So this is the one that needs the most effort right now. So this is where we're going to work. Let's do, there's that. That's good. Where's the rest of this? There's some of it. How about here? Some there. Some here. There's a lot of mess going on. What's up? Discord link on the public Patreon post is expired. Oh, hey, thanks a lot. I can update that. Hold on, let me just do that real quick. I'm going to conceal the screen, and let me jump on over into my Discord. I'll update that. Damn it, I forgot to do it last week. It's probably been down all week. Invite, welcome, and invite people. Copy there, and then I go to my Patreon. Thanks for the heads up. And then about, edit. Should be live now. There's a link for there's the current Discord invite link. Should work fine. Thanks for the heads up. Cool. Let's see. I need to build a folder. That's what I need to do. That one's good. That one's good. And this is all trash. Trash. So let's grab these things and chuck them into the trash bin. And this stays where it's at. Dorm. That's what we'll call that. Wait, there's a stray little bit here. I gotta do something with it. Pardon me while I hyper obsess. Would be. We're gonna do that. Bring this back in. There we go. So. Hey, thanks a lot. Timely timer. Okay, so we have a plan. Drop that down. And we build on top of it. These are mostly 5-foot creatures, but they have to exist inside of a 10-foot space. Every 20 pixels is 10 feet. So that means that 10 pixels is 5 feet. That's logic. Let's just start off by building frames. We're doing architecture today. So let's see. That's 3 feet, which is 1.5 feet. Let's go to 4. Let's see how 4 feels. 4 is too thick. So let's go to 2. Let's try 3 again. Yeah, 3 feels pretty good. Let's do that. I found another stray tag. That little tag shouldn't be there, so I gotta go hunting that down. Wish me luck. There it is. Hey, that was fast. Yeah. You know what? I should. Merge those down. And I'll start over. Cool. All right, we're working with 3 pixels, and we're currently building interior structure. I can reserve 2 pixels and 1 pixels for furnishing, but we'll use 3 pixels for inner structure. I know I can mirror these these rooms. So I'm going to do that. I'll just spend my time on this half and then flip it vertically and align it along the wall down there. That way we're making best use of our time together. I don't know what we're talking about yet, though. This is kitchen and storage. This is dining hall. And here is a like a den, right? Like beanbag chairs. There's like a deck of, like a table for a deck of cards here. Some little library. It separates it with a little library. Yeah, so that's it's like a common recreation space, and then there's the individual dorms, which are let's see, 20 feet. That'd be 10 feet wide, so we can split these in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 16. 16 people. That feels about right for the amount of people. What's up? I hope the kitchen has adequate spice racks. Do they have a good cook? You know what? It's unsaid. I reckon there's the cook that's down here is also the cook that'd be preparing Vocath's food upstairs. So I reckon it'll be a pretty damn good cook. But I've never specifically explored it. I'm gonna go to 2 pixels here. Like I don't have a story behind the staff that's on hand here. Technically, the Light of Xeraxis only provides detail on that there's like 8 guards. It's like, where do they live? What do they have to commute or what? Like, there's no living space for them on the map that was provided in Light of Xeraxis. But it's just a throwaway scene. It's not important. So they didn't bother fleshing it out as like an actual structure. But of course, you know, that's what we're doing here. That's why we get paid the big bucks. Because we're willing to do the things that others won't, so that you can have the things that others can't. That's about 7 feet wide, so like Vocath could squeeze through there. I mean, he would have very little reason to ever want to go down here, like at all. But if he had to, he could. Okay, I can erase. Yeah, I can erase this entire block. I can just go over. I can just redo that in the form of doors. Nerf. Let's do that. I sense communication. What's up? Chef needs to be a playable class. You haven't been around for a while. I saw the new Willy Wonka movie, right? That starring Muad'Dib. It is such a great example of an artificer cook, because he makes magical potions that people eat, and it changes their emotions or makes them fly, or it changes their mental state. And he makes them. He has a suitcase. It's an easy bake oven. So he opens it up, and there's a little furnace there. He turns it on. It's a little oven, and it's just racks and racks of magical spices, like childhood tears, or like essence of rainbow, or like the scent of fresh mowed grass, or whatever. It's just got all this shit. So while he's talking to somebody, he's like grabbing little samples, like, can I have one of your eyelashes? Thanks. and like he blends it in, and like he does like a little alchemical thing, and then he mixes it in with the cocoa and the milk into like a little easy bake tray, and he slides it into the oven, and when it comes out, he has like a little morsel. He says, "Here, try this." It's like, God, that reminds me of childhood. He says, "Perfect." And like he just does that throughout the film. It's so fucking cool. It is the best example of Artificer I have ever seen in fiction, and I love it. I'm just absolutely. I would never play it personally, but as a character concept, speaking of cooks or of chefs, like that is like, to me, picture perfect. That is picture perfect. Anyway, I had to rant there for a second for you because I'm always like Artificer is such a shat-on character class. Like it's such an add-on, you know, and like literally. So it's really nice to see good examples of how an Artificer really can make a difference inside of a game space. So anyway, that's my rant. Let me check out what you got to say here in a sec. There, we can bind all these together. Yeah, I will swear to that forever. What's up? Food seems to be a relatively unexplored space in campaigns. Yeah, like I can still hear myself a little bit. I think I need to turn down my volume a touch. Hold on. I don't want to mute it because then it thinks that just bots are here and it kills the channel stream. Like I'm not already buried by the algorithms already. YouTube has no idea what to do with me. And it's not just me. It's a common problem that if you use your channel for multiple things, algorithms do not push you. Because it doesn't really understand, why aren't you hyper focusing on something that's going to give you like a hyper specific audience that you can SEO into, you know? It's like that's just not how I work. So that's 10 feet wide, and so that's 10 feet 20. So that's like a 10 by 25. That's a 250 foot dorm space. For a place to crash and to have some quiet space to yourself, that's not bad. So I think that's okay. We're doing fine here. Bop 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 bop. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Right. I can't mirror over here. Oh, that's a good point. I can't. So let me do this. Rooms. There's some rooms. And it's also tall, right? It's like 15 feet tall. So tons of headroom. You could do a bunker, like half step thing. Like if you wanted to build a loft, like you could have a loft in here with a 7 foot height, which is good enough for most humans. So you could technically make these dual living if you need to, but I don't think he needs more than a staff of 16. I think that's fine. One chef and a backup apprentice. 3 general servants. 8 guards takes us to 13. An engineer. Vet for the animals that are locked in the soul cage, and then animal handler support. And the guards can double down as siege crew as well. So that gives us plenty of crew to be able to mix in with the animated trebuchet to help assist. It takes 9. It takes. I think it takes 9 creatures to fully operate a trebuchet. So, but the animation spell, the animate object spell, when you amplify it like this, it has a siege weapon can act upon itself. So all it has to do is have a verbal command to fire, but there's the reload mechanics that go along with it. So if you're going to be firing multiple trebuchet, you would use your attack action or your bonus action to fire, and then use bonus action, reaction, and actions to reload if necessary. So like a 5th level character can typically have 1 or 2 shots per round with a siege crew, and the more weapons you fire at the same time, the higher the number you have to roll to be able to reset the weapons. So it's big risk for big reward. If you want a big volley of shots, then you have to spend a lot of action economy having them all reload and be ready to fire again. That's just how fleet mechanics work. So if you're commanding 5 siege weapons, you have them all fire in one volley. That's an action, but the chances of you being able to have them automatically reload as part of that command, it's the amount of weapons is too many. So you would then have to look at each individual and coach them each with action economy to reload themselves. So five weapons will end up being 6 actions to reload, all of them for a full volley again. If you have 2 or 3 characters that are using their bonus action, attack actions, and reactions to assist in the siege process, then 2 fighters at 5th level can effectively fire all 5 siege weapons at the same every round. Because between them, there's enough action economy to get all 5 weapons reloaded and ready to go again. They could potentially fire another volley again in the same turn between the 2 fighters. But if you don't have multiple attacks, it's going to take you more than 1 turn to do it. So give your weapons arms, appendages, animate objects, and they can reload. Right, exactly. They can do that, and that's also what the claws are for, to be able to reach in, grab rubble, and then feed it to the trebuchet that can then hitch it up and fire it by itself. But yeah, if you want to portray it as growing arms from their side to do that stuff, that's just flavor text. Flavor is free. Whatever feels most fun is the correct answer there. So let's see. Here is the right place to be. Here. So you don't need a lot of. So if they're animated, you don't really need to do anything to make them go and do. Let's see where. 6. So that'd be 3 feet wide, 4 feet wide. 4 feet's about normal. There, that would be a normal table. And what is that, 10 feet long? Feels like it's 10 feet long. So it's like 22 feet long. 8 people, 4 feet a person. Yeah, that'd be totally legit with 1 person at the head and the tail. That would be, actually you could have, yeah, it's 10 feet, so that's a 5 foot wide space. Yeah, you could easily do that. You could have one here, you can have another chair here, and 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 here. That's very generous space. And you got, what, 10 people around there? Not everyone's going to be off shift at the same time. Not everyone's going to want to eat at the same time. So that's going to work out. I think that's okay. And we can have, let's see, we want to have this here. There's that, and let's go back up to here. What is that, 16? Yep, so that's an 8 foot wide door. It's a big door, but again, Vocath has to be able to get everywhere. You can't hide from him on this ship. He can find you anywhere. I mean, well, he has the only spelljamming helm. While he's on the helm, he can literally see anywhere on the ship. I love that scry ability that exists with the ships. This is so cool. I love that. Let's see. this. There's 20. Hey, I'm just about on point. Wait for it. Yeah. Fix them on lines. Very good. Duplicate this layer. So, yeah. Oh, this is about perfect. Very nice. Let's a little rough, but we're getting, it's getting refined. So I'm okay with the progress that we're making here. I'll probably have to do a once again, go over them all again, but I'm liking the progress here, so I'm okay with where we're at. I don't like that they're slightly off. There, that'll work. Yeah, that's right. Oh, look at that. And the table's all centered up with it. That's perfect. Nice. Yeah, let's feed in stuff over here. That's good. That's good. Good. Yeah, all right. Storage. That's structural stuff. Let's go with mess hall. And now we can start building kitchen. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We need a door from the kitchen to the mess hall. For transform. There. Good. It's I am participating in a Curse of Strahd game. I am a player in this game, and it's every other week, and so it's Curse of Strahd weekend. We're 4th level currently. I'm playing a divine sorcerer, worshipper of Selûne from Forgotten Realms. We have a moon druid, servant of Selûne. We have a paladin of the stars. I think it's a custom class. It's like a Sailor Moon transformation sort of thing. Servant of Selûne. And then we have a ranger fighter who ranger magic comes from Selûne. So the entire party is a bunch of Selûne worshippers, and we're all half siblings. We all have the same elven mother, but different fathers. So and there's no end to how many siblings that we have. When the agreement is that when a character dies, we roll up our new character, and that's another sibling of our mother that just shows up as like, hey, I heard there was trouble, I'm here to help. And you just automatically accept them because they're your sibling. Like, we all know each other. That's our session 0 agreement about how do we deal with death. Like, we don't care. We just want more siblings. So we're running around Curse of Strahd. We're a bunch of like guiding bolt, radiant damage sort of characters, and we're just trashing undead. I am allowed to use the color mana system for my sorcerer. So I've got at 4th level, I've got like 12. I think I have 12 mana, and I'm using Selesnya magic. So I'm using white and green magic as my defining colors. So I've got guiding. Of course, I've got guiding bolt, and a guiding bolt's a 1st level spell, so it only costs 1 mana to cast it. So I've basically got 12 guiding bolts per day. So I feed advantage to attacks to my team by just hitting targets. Like high priority targets just get as much guiding bolt damage as I need to. I've used Shatter like 3 times so far. In combat, it's Shatter. No, Knock. I'm sorry, not Shatter, Knock. I've used Knock 3 times in battle so far. 1 time to blow open a barricade that was set up. You have to move one of the walls aside to be able to open up the space, so the DM allowed me to consider that a lock. So I hit it with Knock, which made it knock over. Another time there was just a flat out locked door, but we were being cornered by zombies, so it was absolutely clutch that we got the door open, so that was worth it. And another time I wanted to create a distraction for a werewolf that was attacking a town, so I went into the nearby I went to a near adjacent position and then cast Knock to have the thunderclap be audible up to 300 feet away. So I just detonated that next to him just to say that I'm there. And then I quickened a guiding bolt. So fun! It is so much fun, and we're absolutely having a blast. So it's we not only do we have Selune as our unifying religion, but we also have a minor pact with a warlock, or with an otherworldly patron. So we were short on gold for the amount of materials that we wanted when we started at 1st level, so we got an extra 500 gold. An extra 500 gold pieces to start, and our Maybelline became our patron, our otherworldly patron. So whenever we run across merchants or inns, we have to push Maybelline products like soaps and hand washes and face stuff to include in like the rooms of hotels, or for merchant to purchase, or for us to just like if we ran across an old crone that was like a witch doctor. It's like, hey, do you have Maybelline products? You should totally check out this hand soap. It's great for you. Blah blah blah. But every episode we have to pitch Maybelline product. Somebody on the team has to pitch Maybelline product once per session. So that's just the pact that we got for the extra gold. So we roll a random die. There's 4 of us on the team, so we roll a 4-sided die to see who gets stuck pitching product that week. And it's just basically if we can unload it, we get an inspiration point the next session. So in-game role-playing wise, we're supposed to do it because it's what our patron gold, our patron money bag told us to do. But mechanically, for us as players, for us to keep motivated in finding it, it's worth an inspiration point. So everyone gets an inspiration point if we succeed at pitching Maybelline product last episode. So it's like one of our top priorities is to identify a new target that we can reasonably want to pitch Maybelline product to. And once it's acknowledged by the DM, we score we make good on our pact, and we score our inspiration point. that is a very, very fun way to like if you were actually having a team with a warlock and a patron, like have the team like have a rule that the patron requires, or like a paladin. If your paladin has an oath, make sure something happens involving that oath each session, and if it is, it's worth an inspiration point to the team. So, and I've ran multiple. I've ran a campaign from level 1 to 20, and during the campaign, the rule was you could have a number of everyone gets an inspiration point every session, and you can stack up as many inspiration points as your proficiency bonus will allow. So you have the you can if you use this method, if you succeed with whatever your role playing requirement is, you can grant everyone on the team an inspiration point. So the team can have a stack of inspiration points and let them spend it on anything that they want. So they're going to be basically succeeding a lot of die rolls if you decide to go with this. But let them spend multiple inspiration to keep re-rolling rolls if they want, because then you can start working in skill challenges where they have to hit a ridiculous number. Like if they have to roll an 18 or above to get a DC 26, then have something that has a DC 25 in it every session, so that you have something to bait out inspiration points, but make it worth it to them. Like make it a trap or some sort of a puzzle that'll give them treasure. But you can just start integrating those things in, because they know they've got this stack of inspiration points, and once they hit their max, they can't get any more, so they need to blow them so that you can just keep getting them again. So it's just basically it's just free dice. So I've never had a problem with my team throwing like 7 or 8 inspiration points. Like we have 4 people on our team, and they're all rocking 5 inspiration points each because they've been hoarding them on purpose. They know they can have up to 5 each, so once they get to 5, they know they can go Nova on something. So they'll hyperfix it. Like that's when they'll decide to attack a downtime activity, or like take on a puzzle that they know that exists, or like go explore that place that had the CR was a little dangerous for us a little while ago, but now that we're juiced up on the inspiration and we've gained a level, we can probably take it out. So it's a really fun way for them to do something that they think is difficult and have the tenacity to be able to pursue it like that. So integrating skill challenges or like high die rolls specifically to milk out their inspiration die, it becomes a really fun meta mechanic that you can integrate into your game. It's super fun, and it makes the die rolls much less important. Like they'll still fuck up dice. You know, they're always going to fuck up dice. They're players, but if I've really adopted very much, probably in the last 4 years, I've very much adopted a yes but, yes and sort of philosophy of game, where like if they want to do something, I'm just going to let them do it. But depending on how well they roll is going to determine if they do it cleanly or if they create complications that go along with it. And so like I can like in the current game that I'm running, I'm just outright setting DCs, and if they fail the DC, they still succeed at the task, but it automatically creates a complication that could cause like blowback damage or create a new skill challenge that has to be overcome while they're attempting to do the other task. So now like a mob, like you're trying to fight a boss and you fuck up your die roll, you still hit them and you'll do minimum damage, but it triggers him doing like a boss action, like a lair action, or calling in a horde of minions to attack you, or like a spell effect triggers or something like that. So it's really it's radical yes but, or yes and. It's always yes and you get hurt, or yes and blah blah blah, whatever. And as long as you have like a minimum, like this is what you get for no matter what happens, like in any skill check, like you're exploring or you're talking to somebody or you're trying to climb, like there's like having somebody just fall because they fail a die roll. You want to have a sequence of events that will allow that to happen, so that it feels fair to them. They've had a number of opportunities to try to break themselves free. And like you probably heard the example, like when they do the climb, like they do a jump check to get across a chasm, and they fail the die roll. They don't fall to their doom. They barely make it across and catch themselves on with their fingertips, and now they're going to have to spend more action economy next turn to scoop themselves over the edge. And while that happens, maybe like, new enemies show up that throw spears at you. So now you gotta take a spear in the back. Stuff like that. Whatever. It's infinite options. Yeah. Let's do that. How big is that? It's 4 feet. It's a big space. Let's do that. It's got footstools everywhere. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. I feel like I should take a sip of water. It might look like a couch, but I assure you it's not. It's just a workstation with shelving units. heat vent for fumes. Stovetop range, small oven, large range. Broiler. So these things have to have a way to vent the heat. There you go, folks. No one provides you architectural detail in castles like I do. I like little vents and air passageways like that because they're things that druids can sneak down as mice or cockroaches. I love that shit. It just there's a micro world that exists inside of dungeons, and I love scaling down into that space. I have ran cipher system games where the team it was Eberron, it was Cypher Eberron. The team was, hold on, this is the, I can't be over here. I'm working on the kitchen. Thanks. What I can do though is go down here. Nope. Duplicate that layer. There we go. It was the team. It was Eberron, so the team was trying to liberate Warforged that didn't know the war was over, that were basically holed up in a bunker. So they would have to go in and attempt to liberate them from the bunker by basically overpowering the AI that was running the facility. And in some of them, there were little track balls, like the size of foosballs, that would go through these little cylindrical tunnels that would be able to do like little cleanup, like little like act as like for dusting and keeping the floor clean, as well as doing analog messaging to be able to relay notes back and forth, or provide like mana crystals or potions to different stations. To be able to provide a backup battery if a cannon went down. It used this little relay system, and the team found earlier I had placed a device that would micronize people to the size of a rat, that they would be able to use then to be able to run around inside these tunnels. So there are these tunnel-sized balls that would basically crush and kill you if they caught you. So they were having to run through tunnels and like go in like little stop gaps and like Pac-Man their way around these balls that were running through. Otherwise, if they went to if they were operating at medium size, normal scale, they get targeted by weapons inside of the bunker. So to avoid the weapons, they micronized to sneak through the place. And that was a number of years ago. But ever since I had done that, I've really become more and more interested in always having some sort of scaling happening inside of adventures, whether you're shrinking down or accessing things at a very small scale, or having things that scale up to massive sizes. And this Spelljammer book that we built was kind of a love letter to that philosophy, because of the scaling combat mechanics that we integrated into it. Anyway, there's that. The end. But yeah, air ducts like this is a good way to be able to access that opportunity. of course, it's a bucket, and all buckets have black puddings in them so that you can poop on them and it eats your poop. I like thinking that black pudding smells like licorice. So you always know you're near a toilet when you smell licorice. So you'll see buckets planted throughout throughout the facility. And after your pudding has resolved a lot of waste over time, it'll start growing in size. You just drop a torch in and just burn it down a little bit. When you burn it, it's just like licorice incense. It smells great. It's like it's obvious gods exist because it's such a convenient creature that it wants to eat your poop, and when you destroy it, it smells like licorice. It's fantastic. It's so easy. I'm gonna build one out here. We're doing great here. So tomorrow morning is the last play test, the last 4th level. I believe it will be the last 4th level play test, and I'm going to post a vote, a poll on my Discord today, and it'll be an opportunity for everyone to vote what day of the week will continue the playtest at level 5. It'll either be Saturday morning here in Seattle, or it'll be Monday night, or it'll be Thursday night. Folks that are familiar with my channel know that I stream on Mondays and Thursday nights, and that I used to stream on Saturday morning. I stopped streaming Saturday morning because that is the day that was most popular for playtesting the martial power system. We currently have up to, but not always, 5 players. So if that team wants to retain its control over the Saturday Let's Play, then they'll just chip in votes again, and it'll stay that way. But if there's more people that want Monday or Thursday, and they chip in a vote, and then their team wins, then we'll switch the day, like say to Monday, and then whoever voted on Monday have first rights to seats. If there's a tie, it'll go to my Patreon to decide which day will be chosen. And I'm going to merge all those down here to thin down this door a bit. So I'll be posting that this weekend. I might post it when I finish the stream here. I'm not 100%. Soonish, TM. Soon, TM. No, these can be thick like that. That's fine. down your doors. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Large open space here. It's a lot of open space. I can put something over here in the corner. No idea what that is. Just table space. Whatever. So we started at 3rd level. Played for 2 weeks using color mana, and then we spent the next 2 weeks, these last 2 weeks, at 4th level using universal mana, and then we'll finish this weekend, and then we'll go to 5th level using color mana. We'll play for a couple weeks, and then we'll go to 6th level with universal mana. And play that for a few weeks, and then we'll have another vote again to see if we want to switch days, and then whichever day it is that we end up going with, we'll go a few weeks using color mana at 7th level, and then universal mana at 8th level, and then we'll have another vote, and then we'll play 9th level, and then we'll go universal mana and play 10th level. So we've gone from level 3 to 10 over the course of 4 months. And it's just a hex crawl. It's just a color mana, a color land mana hex crawl system. So I developed that here on stream. You can check the Martial Powers playtest playlist to see the development of the hex crawl system. But it's working fucking fantastic. So I am actually anxious to, I wouldn't say I'm anxious, but I will eventually put that up as a toolkit on the DMs Guild. Probably after I finish publishing Martial Powers, and after, hold on, let's get rid of the dorm so we can see what we're actually working with here. Thank you. Yeah, after Martial Powers publishes and we've finished revising the color mana system overhaul in general, that's when I can put together the color mana Rebel Belt hex crawl for Ravnica Adventures. And I don't know if I'll once I have those all 13 classes covered. Well, I have the core mechanics to redo, Knights and Tricksters to redo, Martial Powers to redo. Spell point Martial Powers to finish, spell point Warlocks to redo. I can then withdraw revised color mana spell list, and I can withdraw the staff preview, and I'll need to update universal spell points. So I'll need to update all that stuff, and then I also want to do spell point sorcerers because I like what we've play tested with that. And spell point artificers, which will be building off of Martial Powers. But once I have all that done, it'll have all 13 character classes using the same color mana mechanic for their resource system to operate the class. So they're all using the same language. And at that point, I can stop publishing things on the DMs Guild, and I can start making things on Patreon. Like the Swiftblade, for instance, or whatever, and I can start building all that stuff and pimping it on Reddit and stuff like that. Do what a lot of other content creators do, but I can do like Kaladesh, I can do Kaldheim, I can do, especially like once our mecha book is done, I can do Kaldheim giant stuff. But once the core classes are on DMs Guild, I can just use that as a point of reference. It's like, here's the mechanics that we're using. Here's a character class that I built from that. Here you go. So, yeah, looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be a mix of unique. It'll be a mix of unique subclasses as well as added powers and mana burn abilities. So, kind of like the way that I build the spell point sorcerer is like you can spend spell slots to learn meta magic, and your sorcerer points are mixed in with your normal mana pool. So at 20th level, you end up with 100 mana instead of 80, and you have instead of 16 spells, you have like 22, plus the bonus spells that you'll get for whatever subclass you have. And but you can spend as many of those as you want on meta magic, and we have about 30 different meta magic that cost anywhere from I think 1 to 4 spell points. So, and depending on what level, like first level, 5th level, 13th level, 17th, 1, 5, 9. That's right, 13, 17. So you can stack spell point. You can stack up meta magics as a half caster. So like once you get to 9th level, you can stack up to 3 mana worth of meta magic effects on the same spell that you're casting, and spend like at 7th level at 9th level you can cast a 5th level spell. So you can spend 5 mana on the 5th level spell, and then you can spend up to 3 additional mana on meta magic to juice the effect of the 5th level spell. So, and you can learn as many like I said, there's like 30 meta magic. So you can like learn one spell and a ton of meta magic with it, and be able to diversify how you use that spell significantly. So, just ideas, stuff that we're playing with. So far, I like it. So that's on the far horizon for anyone that's interested. I've done a couple streams developing it, but I tabled it. I'm play testing it now at 4th level, and it's working out so far pretty good. I like it. I'm only 4th level, so I can only do 1 meta magic at a time. So it's, the power doesn't spike quickly, not at all. There we go. But white green for Selûne makes so much sense. Like virtually every spell I have access to, I can resolve with white or green mana. I love it. Like every spell I want as a divine sorcerer, virtually everything is white and green already naturally. So it's like, it's so easy to integrate. I love it. It's been such a thrill. Okay, so that kitchen is done. Now I want to work on, let's work on storage, since that's what's open right now. I just kind of got to pick up some furniture stuff, really. This will actually be pretty easy. Actually, yeah, let's go here. That feels good. Ugh, it's so clumsily shaped. Small table. Oh, that's clumsy. Yeah, that's real clumsy. Maybe we just don't do that. Yeah, let's just go with what our original intent was. Just to put a little table here. Yeah, it feels okay. And then let's go to the mess hall. Let's do these chairs and the things officially. Transform, flip horizontal. Amazing. Merge. Duplicate. Free transform. Flip vertical. Can it just be that easy? Yes, it can. It's magic, baby. Very nice. Scooch. There you go. Cool. Table in place. There it is. Very nice. Let's see. More furniture. I I don't know what any of this stuff is. I'm just putting bobs and bibs in here, figuring someone will know what this stuff is, like this random shelving. That's not bad. That turned out nice. That turned out really, really nice. Cool, we're back to the rooms. Do that. Just some quick little cleanups here. Thin that up a little bit. Zoom in so it's easier. Yep, we're just doing furnishings and architecture again. I mean that really is all that ship deck plans are anyway. It's not as whimsical as just character art and sketching is. It's you know, everything's planned and has a purpose, so it's a little difficult for me to just the free form conversation in this state. It's because I have to spend a lot of time concentrating on exactly what it is that I'm doing here. Like where are all these things supposed to go and blah blah blah. That sort of shit. Here we go. Nope, I wanted to keep that like that. These are where they're supposed to get trimmed. Thank you. Very nice. Good. Hey, thank you, timer. What time is it? 4 o'clock? Holy shit, we're doing great. Okay, yeah, these are like 12 feet wide. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, yeah, that's the right size. That's a decent size. That's a queen size bed. That's pretty luxurious living considering they're on a ship. still off. There we go. Desk unit. Probably should do like that instead. It's only a 2-foot gap. It's not very convenient. I want to create some more space over here. No, we're just going to leave that blank. There we go. Not a lot of imagination going on here, I know. It's all same. Oh, this one's a little off, isn't it? See if that all folds together. How does this pan out? Just barely. So what happens if we thin that up a touch. That'll work out, right? Perfect. Not bad for freehanding. All right, so what's that stuff? Ah. Wow, that really worked out. All right, so let's duplicate that. This is really working out. Holy Hannah. Man. And it's 410, so we're doing okay. The central area is the only thing that we really have to do now. So, and then that'll take care of this entire floor. Wow, this is turning out fucking great. Rooms from copy. Really? Huh. What? That works out. Oh, way up there, huh? I'm trying to isolate different things. Yeah, that works. All right. Let's see. Let's go. Let's call it lounge. This. Transform, flip vertical. Good. Thank you, Tyler Timer. Today I learned tilt control of my pen determines where the blur occurs and where the sharpness remains. That is amazing. Good. Wow, that works so well. I never would have guessed this. Wow, that is just, that's mind blown, you know? Unreal. A lot more precision control than I had just a few moments ago. I am very, very much impressed. There we go. Feels pretty good. Wow. Okay. Hey, we decked it out. Looking good. Let's see. see what's happening. Yeah, I'm gonna have to resolve that eventually. Let's see. But for now, yeah, for now that's good to go. Okay. So we get to fold all this up. Now we're back into here. That sits pretty. Also sits pretty. That all straightened out here. Let's do this. There, like that. All right, let's just, I guess, just start putting some boxes in here, yo. Whew, oh boy. Yeah, we're making boxes here, folks. We might be having ourselves a cut-paste jamboree here pretty soon. bunch of rocks. How big are these rocks? 3 feet. Feels about right. Think it's time with a timer. What time is it? Ooh, it's 4:40. All right, I can put some more bibs and bobs in here and then be done. So let's go about doing that. But this is the last 20 minutes that I have. I'm going to pick this up. Go down here. Wow, taking this. Let's leave it like that. Some equipment. It's a little kiln over here for makeshift repair. Another heat vent escape. There. That feels pretty good. So let's, I'm going to call that done too. And we already know this is done. So holy shit. Me boyos, I think we got through this thing. That is the initial. What are you all about down here? Hold on, where is that at? All right, something's lost in the sauce. I need to figure this out. Thank you. Torn is trash. Nice. All right. I'm gonna let this sit for now. It's 4:50. It's about time for me to bounce. So I'm gonna let it sit here. I think when we come back next time, we're going to start layering in color over the top of the just to get the actual token frame built out. So we'll be able to convert it into a token. This feels great. I'm really, really happy with this so far. All right. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. I'm back on Monday. I take off Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be back around Monday morning to continue the Eberron, Mabar, Manifest Zone, and counter maps. I'll be back. Will I? I don't know. No, actually, it's a holiday. I think I'm going to actually be out and around. So I don't think I'm going to be here on Monday at all. And then, but I'll be back on Tuesday morning and then lunch, and then Wednesday morning, but I don't think I'll be here for lunch on Wednesday. And then Thursday morning and then night, and then Friday morning and lunch. And then we'll get back into our normal routine after that. So this is fun. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to bounce out of here for now, guys. And thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, blah. I'll see y'all on the other side. Thanks a lot.